Midnight Mass. I'm a bad Catholic because I've never been to one. Whoops. I feel like I've come out of retirement, even though obviously I'm not retired. I'm tired and I'm overworked and I'm underpaid. But I had to come back and talk about Midnight Mass on my channel. Mike Flanagan has shooketh the religious subgenre of horror movies. He brought a new twist onto religious horror, and frankly, I think that this saves the subgenre. Honestly, in the past, I've always seen religious horror as something that's really lazy. It always lies under the same typical trope of like, God is good and devil is bad. But what happens inside organized religion? What happens when organized religion is the bad? Warning, I'm not slandering anybody's religion. I'm here to discuss a Netflix show. Thank you. What Flanagan did with this show is hold those responsible who have that mightier than thou attitude when it comes to their religion and the involvement in their organized religions. Religion is an excuse for these type of people for doing bad things, for being judgmental, for being hateful, and it's all under the guise of being a martyr for their faith. Bev Keane is that woman in your community. You know the woman, you know her, whether it's non-religious, whether you're Christian, whether you're Jewish, whether you're probably Muslim, any religion, you probably know a Bev Keane in your life, especially in a small town. These types of these Bev Keane types are just so cold and they're intentionally biting. But mask it with the good deeds that they do for their church. Bev Keane is the most staunchly religious person on that island. But as she learns, it doesn't mean that she's better than anybody else. Underneath her attitude, underneath her controlling behavior and the way that she likes to make herself seem godlike, Bev is actually an unfulfilled woman who has a fear of death. So by trying to control St. Patrick's and everyone who can go in and out and be saved in the end of the series, she feels like she has a godlike control over her own fate, which I think all the Bev Keanes, the religious Bev Keanes in our communities probably feel like. Not only is Bev Keane running around like a total jerk, but other people also take their newfound power and just run with it like chickens with their head cut off. But they take this power into their own hands and use it as and use religion as a pass for their actions. Let's think about near the end, when everybody drinks the Kool-Aid, which if you're a true crime aficionado, you'll know was Flavor Aid. Regardless, after drinking the juice, some of the town residents take their new thirst for blood to this uncontrollable level where they're just causing chaos left and right. But because they're going to be saved, they kind of figure that it's okay. Like, this is what I need to do to survive. Which I think when people act mightier than thou in an organized religion kind of setting, it's kind of like, this is what I need to do to be saved. This is what I need to do in order to, find heaven, to be saved in the end of my time. I want to send another content warning. I am not trying to mock or make fun of anybody's religion. This is an open discussion about experiences that I've had that I applied to the series. Now, while some townspeople take it to an animalistic level and can't control themselves, there are those that do control themselves. They're able to control that temptation even though they're so hungry. In my research for this video, I did see that it seems that the intent of this animalistic behavior versus the control was another symbol for addiction and controlling addiction, which makes sense because so much of the show revolves around addiction with the main character Riley. However, it was just my first thought that it was another symbol of how, when protected by religion, some people really run with it and try to make, themselves seem so much more powerful, and that they will do anything that they can to serve their religion, to serve their own benefits sometimes when, people want to be in a good space with the Lord or whatever denomination you're in. When people want to be in a good space with their maker, using the excuse of being hateful towards certain communities, just by saying, oh, well, God would want that, which, I mean, look, I don't think he would want it, but I guess that's a conversation for another day. The commentary that this show brings on organized religion is brave And honestly, I think one, it's needed, and two, like, genuinely just such a an interesting way to shake up the horror genre when it comes to religious horror, because we always see good versus bad, god versus devil, angel versus demon, but looking inside and seeing how awful people can be to each other in their organized religions for the sake of like almost climbing a hierarchy to see who is most worthy of being saved, that's pretty terrifying. The scariest thing about the concept of religion, organized religion especially, is what is going to happen to you if you do not observe or obey your maker. But in reality, it is scarier to see that people can treat each other so viciously based on their organized religious affiliation. It becomes a game of control instead of being what it's all about: God. It's supposed to be about God. So those were just some of my really quick thoughts on this horror, this very deeply beautiful series. Honestly, if you haven't, if you stopped, if you just stopped, I almost stopped. At episode 2, I was like, this is not doing it for me. There's a lot of monologues, there's a lot of soliloquies. A part of me feels like Mike Flanagan wanted this stream of consciousness dialogue, and he likes that anyway, but I feel like this was most fitting because it was almost like giving a mini sermon. And since this was about religion, it kind of makes sense that maybe some characters were meant to be giving like this small sermon about their beliefs in the world. But if you gave up on it, please go back and watch it. You won't regret it. I'm not going to say anything about the ending. I'm not giving away any spoilers, but oh my god. It was very heart-wrenching. It was very heart-wrenching. So look, thank you so much for watching. I'd love it if you'd like. I'd love it if you subscribe. I was in kind of a funk for the past few months. You know how it goes, but we're back, and what's best is that it is spooky season. And for me, spooky season just doesn't end October 31st, so I hope to be bringing a few more things to the channel. I hope to be focusing on different things. And if you watched, I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you later.